What kind of garbage is that? Oops, my anarchy symbol.
What's happening? Welcome to Audibly Fat, live in the cut. Hanging out on my couch with my dog. He already fell asleep, thank God. Just listening to the sounds of death above my house. Check my levels. I think my headphones are turned up high. Yeah. Just, listening to the Blue Angels flying above my house. Pretty terrifying when you really think about it. They've been flying over the last few days practicing. The show's getting underway. Hopefully it doesn't interrupt this here broadcast. But yeah, it's very, very interesting. Everybody here is so fucking excited. They're over the moon about it. Everyone's stoked about the Blue Angels. They're pulled over on the side of the road, taking pictures. It's all anybody could talk about. I mean, well, there's, F-8. I thought it was F-35s, but I guess they're F-18s flying overhead, doing loop-de-loops. It's just, it's hard not to talk about it when a death machine is literally doing a loop-de-loop above your house. But it's just weird watching how excited it makes people. And I live in a nice neighborhood, like a golf, I guess you can call it a golf community. It's just interesting listening to, there's tons of families around. Me and my wife are going to start a family here soon and hopefully start trying next year. But my neighbors are having a birthday party for their little kids. And so there's tons of kids over there having, jumping on the trampoline and playing games and stuff. So that juxtaposed against the sounds of literal death machines flying overhead, it's a very eerie juxtaposition, and it's very, I don't know. And everybody I talk to about it laughs. I get people to laugh, but they all kind of, yeah, no one thinks about it that way. Like, I mean, it's not a unique perspective. I'm not the only person that's ever probably thought this, but it's very interesting to watch literal death machines, just be wee and clapped and paraded, and people are just wow and genuinely emotional about it. And like, it makes them feel patriotic and nationalistic. And it's just weird listening to kids excited next door with that sound overhead, and it's just knowing that, like, on the other side of the planet, that sound will run your blood cold for most of the rest of the planet. The sound of an American fighter jet, which is a distinct noise, an American-made fighter jet, which a lot of Asia, Africa, South America, there's a lot. Most of the southern part of the world has heard that noise, and immediately followed by death, fire, and explosions. But out here, it's followed by cheers and children's laughter, as opposed to children's screams. So it's just interesting to think about. I've been on a, I don't know. I've always been, I'm not pro-war. I understand those things need to be made and sold, and that's literally all America does. That's what drives our dollar and our economy. Is the gun to the rest of the world's head is the only reason we are the imperialistic state that we are. So I understand that, but I'm not for it. I really think we should walk back our military-industrial complex that has completely consumed our entire nation, and all of our policies and every decision we make is based off of the only two things we're good at: marketing and weapons. And making more weapons and selling more weapons, which means using more weapons, which means, and finding the reason to use those weapons. It's a self-feeding cycle, and it's just, I don't know. And I understand living in the belly of the beast is better than not. And I was talking to my buddy. I was at lunch yesterday with my buddy, and his business partner is from a South American country, and he's very much like, hey, like, I wouldn't have immigrated anywhere else, you know? And I understand that. Like, my sister immigrated to Western Europe, to Scandinavia, and she's almost a decade ago, and she still hasn't been allowed citizenship. She had to pay money. She had to learn the language. They have a very strict immigration. So I understand what he's saying. It's easier here. But it's a self-feeding system. An individual immigrant can come here and make a life for himself. An individual migrant can come here and fairly easily than anywhere else in the world and make a life for himself and enrich himself. But he is immediately entering into the system that immediately relies upon the destruction of sovereign nations on the other side of the planet. So yeah, it's a self-feeding system. That's why America's borders are open. I sympathize with libertarians sometimes, but every time when it comes to this immigration shit, this open border shit, and they're always like, you can't have open borders. And I'm like, dude, it's designed that way. It's designed that way because people come here. We create refugees, and they come in here and they create business and they create more jobs. They enter into the system. They either fit in one way or the other. They either fit in with my friend of mine and they become a business owner, or they fit in and they get to work. So there's no loss there. There's no reason for the system to shut the borders down. Because we, as soft native, Americans, like not Native Americans, but Americans that are born here, multi-generation, like third, fourth, fifth generation, already fully integrated Americans are statistically lazier and statistically less ambitious. So, you know what I mean? It all feeds itself. It's statistically more complacent, so less prone to take jobs cleaning, hotel rooms and shit. So you need the migrant class will never be shut off. The borders will never be shut. And it's a dumb fucking proposal. So it's like, I don't know. My buddy's right. In the sense that America, for the individual migrant and the family, is a great place. It's not the only place in the world. I don't think he's correct in saying that it's the only place in the world where there's opportunity. I don't believe that's true. It's a big, huge, massive fucking world. And I really think information's distorted to always heighten American exceptionalism, to always paint America as the only place like this. And I don't think that's true. The EU is not perfect, but there's countries in the European Union that are great. There's countries in South America that you can, you know what I mean? There's countries in Asia. Americans can go to China and make a life. You can go to Japan and make a life for yourself. That is proven. Like, people have done that. That's not impossible. So, either way, I understand what America is and what those jets mean and what killing babies is. It allows me to sit here with a recorder and a microphone and a cord, and my PlayStation and my dogs and my house. This was all prefabbed in China and then shipped here and put together on Coloradan land. And I understand. I've reaped the benefits of the American military industrial complex, of colonialism, of the empire. I've reaped the benefits of it, so I understand that, and I understand that it's far better here than on the other end of those jets, but it's still creepy. I could still remove myself and have the objective opinion that, like, this place is everything it hates, is everything it claims to hate. So I'm not going to pretend this place, I'm not going to turn my brain off and pretend this place is good because I can get a job and lie on a resume and get a promotion. Like, that's all true. It's a self-feeding system, though, because individually you can enrich yourself. It incentivizes you to buy into the machine that kills people on the other side of the planet to make this side of the planet not you be bountiful. They go and exploit resources and bring them here and bring them back to us, and we get to buy and trade them and sell them and use them. This is just fact. So it's a self-feeding, sinister system that ends up turning human beings against one another. It makes a system that it's genius, because world peace will never happen. World domination will always happen because America is open. Like, hey, we're the empire, but do you want to join? It's truly, that's the American exceptionalism. That's what's exceptional about this place. That's what's remarkable about this place. We will put a gun to your people's heads, to your nation's head, to a sovereign state's head, and eradicate anyone that doesn't accept our dick. And anyone who sucks the dick reaps the rewards. It's truly, truly remarkable. It's the same thing Pablo Escobar did. It's plata or plomo. It's lead or gold, bitch. Which one do you want? Do you want to come in? There's riches here. Or do you want to die? We are the Mongolian Empire. We are the Nazi empire, what they strive to be. Hitler was inspired by America literally taking two nations, two races, and using them, one to eradicate, one to slaughter and exploit and steal from, and the other to be brought out here to be slaughtered and exploited and stolen from, but also to become slave labor. We were a slave nation for millennia, for multiple hundreds of years. We're a slave nation built and enriched upon a slave empire. And then we did it fast enough and efficiently enough, and it coincided with the Industrial Revolution. It turned us into an empire, and we're opportunists. We've taken, and we immediately became a colony. We became an empire. We immediately mimicked Britain. We immediately mimicked the most recent great empire, the UK. We defeated them, annexed ourselves, and mimicked them out of the gate. And we've never stopped. We're Anglophiles. And we've done it bigger and better and better. And now we're going to enter into a second Cold War with Russia and China. And so my point is that he's right in the sense that you can personally enrich yourself, but I'm like, it's also like it's not incorrect to, like I said last week, to not stand for the national anthem, to not want to celebrate the Blue Angels. It's fucking stupid. It's creepy and weird. I don't believe in blowing up brown and indigenous people and taking their shit. I will never stand for that. I will never, ever stand for that. And I have generations and generations of my family that have fought and died for this country. Going back to the Revolutionary War, my family's been here on my maternal side since 1740, documented. And so, and that he came here when he was a teenager and lived into his 70s, and he was a revolutionary. He fought in the Revolutionary War. He was an original Marine. So it's like, since then, how many of them have really been pure since then? How many of them have really been pure? And even was that one pure? I don't even know in a historical context are any of them. Because my great-grandfather, who lived in the county I currently live in now, who's born in the county I currently live in now 100 years ago, fought in World War II. And it was pure intentioned on his part, but what did you take part? You took part in just making this place. He was a cog in the wheel of the machine and got caught up in the patriotism and the hysteria and the propaganda and believed he was doing the right thing and liberating Jews and and it's like, yeah, but also the Russians. And it's like, we entered the war very late. The Russians had already just been throwing millions and millions of bodies on the Eastern Front, pretty much fighting alone. And then we came in the last second on the Western Front and then finished Germany off. And who gets credit for that war in America? It's us, undoubtedly us. And it's like historically, in the grand scheme of the world, if you fast forward 150, 200 years from now, when world history, when somebody has an objective opinion, it's not going to be America. America played a part, and America took opportunity. America was opportunistic of World War II. Like, so anybody, my point is anybody who entered conflict, you're entering conflict, and you're going into the military, and you're fighting in these wars, and you're killing people, believing you're doing the right thing. And so I don't hate troops. My point is my family has been convinced they're doing the right thing for generations in this country, and fought and bled and killed and in some cases died for this country. And I just choose not to, because I understand what it all is now. We have enough information now. We were warned about the military industrial complex by Eisenhower. After World War II, we created an industry. We created war profiteering. We legalized it, and I don't agree with it. And it's made us into a great country, exploiting the entire world, even our allies after World War II, exploiting sovereign nations and just being everything we say we are against. Since World War II, if you understand history and you look at things objectively, and you don't look at things through the lenses of American exceptionalism, and you don't look at the military with the word defense in your mind, do not look at, it's not defense, it's offense. It is offense. So when I see the Blue Angels, it just creeps me out. I'm sorry, I had to get that out, and I don't know how to say it and like be sincere about it. Because people go, who gives a shit, man? And it's like, I get it. I have Instagram too. It's easy to turn my brain off and not care. But when it's just, I want them to fly back over. They're taking a break right now. It's like at 1:30. They're taking a break. But when they fly, man, I'll record it because it's thunderous and it's insane. And I just know what that noise means for the rest of the world. And so it doesn't excite me. It doesn't get me hyped. I might put that at the end of the episode because this is some heavy shit. I guess and I don't know. I mean, who cares, right? It's so easy to turn. Dude, that's the thing I always battle with is like, did you care? Should I not care? I've turned my brain off for years. I remember when I first met my wife, I had all the opinions I have, but I had a flip phone. I didn't have video games. I didn't have TV. I didn't have a computer. I was just cut off. I didn't want to know anymore. I'd given a lot of books away. I just got done traveling through Europe. I just was not, I don't know. I wanted to tune out, if that makes any sense. I just wanted to just drop out from all of it. Just because I knew what it was and I didn't want to talk about it, but I dropped out entirely. I lived cash, in a cash society. I lived paying $100 a month to rent a room or to rent a trailer in the back of my friend Fat Rick's house. Like, I didn't sign a lease. I didn't fill out a credit application. I just lived pretty much, in the black, I don't know what to say, like underground in the black market. I just lived in a cash, I just did everything cash in hand constantly. I was off the grid for a long time. I didn't have a driver's license. I had an ID, an expired Californian ID, and I had a passport, actually. When I traveled, I got a passport. So other than my passport, I used my passport card at a lot of bars when my ID expired for years. And I didn't have a formal email until like 4 years ago. Because I didn't want to take part in anything that was happening. I wore black t-shirts and Dickies and just a couple different shorts, a couple different pair of Dickies, a pair or two of jeans, a couple Giants hoodies, a couple Giants hats. I would occasionally buy Chuck Taylors or Vans or some sort of shoe, fucking terrible for your foot shoe that was cheap that I've worn since I was a little kid. I just I wasn't materialistic at all. I spent my money on pot and drinking and coke and hanging out and gas and food and rent. I didn't invest. I knew Bitcoin. I was talking about Bitcoin when it was $200 or $300, and I didn't have more than $130 in my account. Every time, I worked jobs that were like, I would work part-time or at kitchens part-time or in bars part-time, just enough to get by. I never did enough to save. I never did more than enough. I've never had a car payment. I've never owned a new car. Until I bought this house, I've never even ran my credit for anything other than applying for student loans, or occasionally every couple of years I'd apply for a credit card, and they would always deny me. Because I just didn't want to take part in the system that, I knew what it was and I didn't want to take part in it. And so I dropped out for a long time. And then slowly over the last, since I've moved to Colorado, I've slowly let these things back into my life. Now I got an iPhone. I was vehemently against iPhones, against Androids, all of it. And then I got Androids. I was on flip phones for a few years. And then I went Android, and then I realized once it doesn't matter. So, and my wife shamed me for my green text. Apparently that's a thing. She was like, "You look bad." And I talked to people I know that own businesses, and they're like, "Yeah, man, I get a green text. I genuinely judge people." And it's like, it's fucked up, but it's true. These are people that own businesses will tell you, they won't tell you this, but if you're friends with them or family with them, talk to them. And it's like, yeah, if you know somebody who's applying for a job or communicating with you, it is looking for prospect, and you see that, it's fucked up, but you immediately think poor person. It's fucking weird. So I got an iPhone. It's an iPhone 8. And I think it's almost Halloween 2021. I'm pretty sure that's an old phone. So because I didn't like, I don't know, I guess is that white privilege that I chose to drop out of social media and the internet and a lot of society, and kind of just, I knew everything's an illusion and I didn't matter. And the only thing I ever did was pay my taxes. That's the only thing I did. I paid my taxes and I would register cars I drove. But I wouldn't pay for the license and I wouldn't pay for the insurance. And I just didn't hit people. And if I did, I ran. I don't know if I told this story, but one time I hit a very nice Mercedes on an off-ramp, and I convinced the guy to pull across the street into the gas station, like across the street a little to the right, and he went into the turn lane, and then I went to the turn lane with him, and as he turned into the gas station, I just went straight onto the on-ramp. Got back on the freeway and left. Like I said, I've never defended myself when I was younger and stupider. Allegedly, I'm just trying to be funny here. I didn't do that. That was just funny. It definitely wasn't a guy in a suit cussing at me, and I thought he was going to throw his sunglasses. He ripped his sunglasses off so hard. I thought he was going to throw them at me. It was a fender bender. It was fine, allegedly. Statute of limitations is up on all this. It was 13 fucking years ago. Jesus Christ. What the fuck? Yeah. I'm sorry to get heavy. Should I put this on the end of the episode? It's just weird listening to literal fighter jets fly above your house for 3 days straight. And we'll go on today and tomorrow too. But anyways, where are my notes here? Doing loop-de-loops in my death machine. Whee! Cue the fucking Fortunate Son, Ooh, that red, white, and blue in me. People fucking love it, dude. God, they love it. I don't know how to make that funny. I don't know how to make war funny. I don't know how to make my opinions on the Empire funny. Maybe I should. I need to be better at it. I need to make it funnier. Amy. Let me see. What was I talking about? Ads and marketing. Yeah, that plays into all this. What did I get in an argument with? It might have been on Twitter or Reddit. I don't know. I shouldn't have gotten into the dumb internet argument, but I said the only thing America was good at was marketing and making weapons. And it was in that libertarian subreddit. What was it called? It's called Golden Black. I don't know why they call it that, but I commented on something, and these people are just freaking the fuck out, like trying to list all these industries that America's good at, and I'm just like, dude, you're full, like you're just proving my point. Like, you've been marketed American Exceptionalism. Like, you think that we're the shit, and it's just like, okay, all right, all we are is, all we're good at is marketing. Watch podcasts, what I'm doing right now. I mean, most people would strive to make a podcast that's marketable, that I can sell fucking Roman or Blue Chew or fucking stamps.com or whatever dumb fucking thing, like DraftKings. Like, the only thing I want to sell is Big Dog and Gecko Hawaii and Svenhard's Danishes from San Francisco, and It's It ice cream sandwiches. That's all I want to be sponsored by. Like, I don't want to be sponsored by anybody. Ads suck. Like, that was my point. It's just like, we all sell shit to each other, and it's like, you're not hearing me when I say that all we do is all we're good at is marketing. It's fucking just, we're master manipulators, man. We're just, it's all we do. Go to anybody's Instagram, any Instagram over fucking 50,000 followers has ads. Every celebrity and their mom wants to sell ads. Every podcast sells ads, and we're all just, and all it is we're all voices for corporations that we fucking hate. And it's just like, I don't know. And I made a comment. I referred to the ruling class as the 1%, and I think that's what set the libertarians off more than even me shitting on America being just the master manipulators and marketers and advertisers, and that's all we do. We sell America to America. It's fucking nuts. Yeah, I got shit on for the 1% and the euphemism and how inaccurate that is, and it's just shitting on people that are independently wealthy, and it's stupid, and it's just like, dude, like you're literally proving my point. Like, this is, you've been sold a bill of goods that argument is dumb, but it's the only factual argument, man. Like, this whole infighting shit is so fucking stupid. Nothing will ever change because you refuse to look at rich people that control your life, that corporations that control your life, social media that controls your life, the intelligence agencies that have their fingers in all those industries that controlled your life, the military industrial complex, the Mickey Mat, all of it, man. Like, it's man, but I'm serious. It's fucking the marketing. It's fucking creepy. We all sell things for corporations, and it's just, and I see people that I know haven't even considered what they're selling, sell shit, and it's just so weird. And all my friends all of my most successful friends are in sales or marketing some sort of product or some sort of service. And the ones that are poor are servicing. It's just nuts, dude. It's just weird. It's just, those are the options. Those are the prospects. And it's just, I'm not into it, I guess. I hate ads. I've had ad blocker on my computer for a long time, ever since I've gotten it. I can't stand ads. I didn't have cable television for almost 15 years. Up until 6 months ago, I'd never had cable. Oh shit, there they go. Oh man, I don't know if you heard that, but my entire house is shaking right now. It's still trembling. They fired back up. Yeah, I don't like ads. I don't like marketing. I so oppose it that when somebody markets a product to me, I don't buy it. If that makes any sense. Like, State Farm, never going to get their insurance. Geico, never going to get their insurance. Just think of a product and it's just like, yeah, I'm not going to get it because you advertise it. I don't take pharmaceuticals. I don't take pills of any kind. Like, I haven't for a long time. I barely take Excedrin when I have a headache, and I have to have a severe fucking headache to take pills. I've never had a pill addiction. I've never taken pharmaceuticals. I've never taken, even for fun or otherwise. I've never talked to my doctor about da 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 da. I don't take part in those industries. Like, it helps not having health insurance, not having healthcare, and healthcare being fake. It really helps how expensive it all is that I've never taken any pills. But I don't even go to the pharmacy and buy shit. I don't buy, Dayquil and Mucinex or any of these things. I just don't. It's just weird to me. And because they're marketed to me, it's literally because they're marketed. It's why. It's the main fucking reason I don't want the vaccine. Everyone says that's like a paranoid thought, and it's just like, that's not, oh, you haven't even done research? Like, I'm not going to sit here and pretend that I'm a fucking idiot, man. I'm not going to sit here and pretend my research is going to be better than anyone else's. I just don't like being told what to do. I don't like when things are marketed to me. I'm immediately suspicious of them. I'm immediately suspicious of a man. Like, I'm immediately suspicious of anything. I've gotten caught up in too much shit and been fucking pissed. I got caught up in Obama. I got caught up in Russiagate. I got caught up in things where I'm like, no, wait, it has to be true, right? And then I'm always like, motherfucker, I turned off it turned my brain off. My critical thinking faculties, it turned it off. And now I'm just like, no, man, I'm going to stand true to my opinions. And so, like, when I'm talking to, Benji boy snoring. And when I'm talking to, a buddy of mine from South America, and he's saying this is a great country and that, I'm not wrong. What America did in Libya 10 years ago is, led to open air slave markets. You can directly attribute that to Obama and Clinton and their administrations and, just America, the machine. You can, yeah, that's true, but also, like he said, you can enrich yourself here. And it's like, but I'm also like, both of us are right. Both opinions they're not mutually exclusive. It's a genius model. America is very, very impressive. That's the exceptionalism. That's what's exceptional about this place, is that this place has been marketed so fucking well that death machines are applauded. And cheered, and tears are being shed. You should go on my neighborhood Facebook group, dude. It's fucking insane. These people are just like, God bless the USA. This is amazing. I can't believe we get to see this. This is so cool. It's just fucking okay. I hope to God I pray, because we're in a Cold War. And I hope it don't go hot, because this Cold War is Russia and China holding hands. And we're going into it, and everyone's afraid of China and hates China and is all China conspiratorial and hates communism. And the Red Scare is, there's a podcast called The Red Scare, and they literally were like, China's bad, with Steve Bannon. It's fucking just the dumbest shit ever. It's just like, okay, because they're not okay. All right, like, so now we have to be afraid of China, even though everything they do, we mimic. It's fucking insane. It's fucking insane, dude. It's truly, 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 truly insane. And dude, Did I see somewhere they're like they're going to mimic gas attacks in New York, and so they're going to lay off gas in all these subways and parks. And I tried to see if that was fake. It's not fake. And there's all these articles, and it's just like, wait, what? That's just weird. We're entering into a weird time, into another Cold War. This time with a hyper techno state. So great. And everyone, it's bipartisan. This one's bipartisan, man. The left has been convinced it's great for us. The right's convinced it's great for us and it's our destiny. But we're facing east now. Everybody, we pulled out of Afghanistan. We lost the Afghan war. So now we're going to face east. I guess west, actually. We're going to face west at China. Yep. And yay. Cool. So my point is, hopefully we all live long enough to where when we hear fighter jets, F-18s and F-35s or whatever the fuck these are, they have a couple old ones too with props on them, like some World War II ones, and some ones with swastikas I have pictures of. Fucking weird. Don't ask me why. Here they go. Can you hear it? Yeah, it's getting louder. I hope it's always a friendly noise, is my point. I hope the Cold War we're all running into head first with smiles on our faces, or our faces down at a screen. I just hope it doesn't go hot, is my point. Yeah, I hope it stays cold. Yeah. Why am I being heavy? Who cares? But they're just above my head. It's hard not to think about what that is. It's hard. It's been 3 days, dude. 3 days, and they're doing loop-de-loops. And they got the smoke coming out of them, and they're doing tricks, and they're flying in formation, and people are pulling over, like as you're driving, all of a sudden they just slam on their brakes and pull over, and it's just like it's hard not to talk about it when it's just literally in my front yard, in my backyard. It's literally above my house. It's literally. Apparently, literally is a thing millennials are doing. And it is true. It's like awkward. I hate that word too. It's overused. But here they go. It actually makes sense because there's a fighter jet above my head right now. Doing tricks like Tony Hawk. Like it's like Travis Pastrana on a fighter jet. It's like, cool. Anyway, and these are the same people that are applauding this. The same people that are applauding this, I think I told you in a few episodes ago, if you go back and listen, were freaking the fuck out that we had dirt bikes in a cage doing loop-de-loops, and they called that a death globe. But and they did it on 9/11. And they donated all the proceeds and all the tickets they sold and the concessions and everything. They donated all the firefighters and shit. First responders. So these same people that got mad in the Facebook group over that memorial celebration, whatever you want to call it, because the death machines are called angels, are applauding. We're a deeply retarded nation. We're a deeply manipulated population. We are fucking brainwashed. I'm talking the marketing of this country is exceptional. I hope that's not clicking out. My fucking cord just moved. I gotta get a better cord. I don't know. This is like it's all brand new. I mean, it's only a year old. Whatever. It's exceptional, dude. It's truly exceptional how this place has been sold as what 9/11 was, this fucking deep tragedy, this deep cut. Oh my God. Your government did that to you, you fucking dolt. Your government let Saudi Arabia plan, coordinate, and execute that on our soil to our people in open air, in plain sight. And you genuinely, people genuinely think like Saddam Hussein was in the planes. I bet you over 10% of this nation probably thinks Saddam Hussein himself was in one of those planes. Like, fucking nuts, man. Like, we're just, like I said, I don't know, World War II. How many people died in World War II? How many Americans died? Like, that's like that's like the source of pride of all this patriotism, right? Is World War II. We defeated the Nazis, but how many people did we do it to defeat the Nazis, right? How many people did we sacrifice? I think the biggest number I've ever seen is like 250,000, right? Like 200-ish thousand. The most conservative estimate in the Russian front and the Eastern front of that war is 22 million Russians. So you tell me who deserves to be holding their head high and acting like they won that fucking war. You tell me who deserves to be like, we're the shit. We weren't decimated, and we took advantage of everybody else that was the victors and the losers of that war. We took advantage that everybody was hurt by it and we weren't. And we leveraged ourselves into what we are now. And now we have somebody who's on our level. So yay, that's fun. We get to do it this time with someone who can actually fight. You know, because Russia and China united, like, I mean, I don't want to do that. I don't want to see that ever happen. That's not one you ever want to see go down. That's not a show. That's not that's not Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury 4, man. That is not one you ever want to see go down. I hope that never happens. Truly. But we're fucking going head first right into a cold one. And we're already in one. So, I mean, I don't know what that's going to do for us. I don't know what that means. It's cool. Great. America gets its enemy, because that's why everybody got mad about Afghanistan. It's not, they don't give a fuck about Afghani women or you know, like, they don't give a shit. You know, I've said it before. Like, I made a whole episode about it. Don't pretend to care. Like, these people don't care. They don't give a fuck. What it is they want someone to hate. It's why Democrats need Republicans. Why Republicans need Democrats. It's why, you know, like, these people need someone to hate, to blame. It's why boomer is now a derogatory term. It's just someone needs someone to hate. And that's what pissed everybody off about the Afghani pullout, is now, who do I get to hate? You know, who do I get to hate? Like, don't worry. China, you'll be hating them. You'll be hating them soon. Cue the Credence. Fucking here, I'll cue it up. Like, let me see. Ooh, they're red, white, and blue. Wonder if just a couple seconds. Okay. Let me see. Fortunate Son. Wonder if a couple seconds will get me kicked off. Fortunate Son. We're gonna be, you know, bumping this shit to, you know, anti-China rallies. Yep. You know, that'll be sooner than later. Hopefully not. Hopefully. I don't know. It's, yeah. So what's the point of caring? This is why I tuned out for so long. This is why I dropped out for so long. This is why I didn't care. This is why I didn't want to partake. This is why I didn't want to be, other than paying my taxes to not get locked in a cage, I went out of my way to take as little part in society as possible. Take part in as little as possible. Like, I just didn't, I don't want to be a part of it, man. I didn't shop at Walmart. I didn't go on Amazon. I didn't, I told everybody not to get a fucking Alexa. Like, it's just all weird, you know, and I don't like smart TVs, and I just don't. I've kept it all away. I've kept it all at bay for a long time, and some of it's around. I don't have Alexa or any of that bullshit. Like I said, I have an iPhone and a PC, and I think I've talked about when I got a PS4 5 years ago. I finally buckled down 4 years after it came out and got a PS4. Because I saw Fallout 4. It was amazing. It's just, it's hard to, it's with a fighter jet over your head, and I'm 33, and every now and then I'm like, man, I should go to the doctor about this. I should go to the doctor about that. And then I think about how much money it is, and I realize, like, didn't they say, I remember, I don't know if it was the Obama administration, but I remember some government official saying that it would cost $1 trillion to give Americans free healthcare for just 10 years. And then COVID came, and they gave $6 trillion to the stock to corporations to buy their own stocks to keep their stocks up. Like, they can print money whenever they want, except when it comes to taking care of us. So it's like, why? I don't know. It's all fake, dude. Everything's so fucking fake. Why give a shit? It's so hard to care. It's so hard to sit here and think this place is fucking great when it's just not. I mean, it's not that dope when you're poor. It's not that dope when you're lower class. It's really not, man. It's not. It's if we're just blowing up fucking people on the other side of the planet, things should be a lot fucking better here. Is my point, dude. Like, if does that opinion cover all the bases? Does it make the Republicans acknowledge for all the conservatives that, yeah, we should be blowing up babies? So sure, cool, blow up babies, buy stock in Raytheon and all those fucking weapons manufacturers. They've been around forever. Keep their stock up, keep their inventory turned over. So blow up kids. Go ahead. Destabilize sovereign nations anytime they go anywhere left of the spectrum. Destabilize them and throw them over. Regime change. So be the empire, but at least give me healthcare, dude. Like, can we not just, and they're killing the climate. Like, it's just, WALL-E is the best documentary I've ever fucking seen in my life. It's a remarkable documentary. You should watch it. It's called WALL-E. I think it's made by the documentary company. They do great work called Pixar. But yeah, it's exactly what's going to happen. It's exactly what's going to happen. We're just going to get doper and doper screens and better sugary treats, but no real health care. So we're going to deteriorate. It's fucking it's just nuts. It's hard to be like, this place is great when I can't go to the doctor. And I have a job. I have a job with benefits, but benefits only mean 80% off doctor visits or whatever. That's hella money, man. That's so much fucking money, dude. Like, just to show up. I mean, I went and talked to a doctor, and I brought something up and said, "Hey, man, I got pain in my kidneys, and they're like, I just want to get some blood work done, and I drink water all the time, but I just want to, and I had kidney stones 5 or 6 years ago, so I just want to get things checked out." And then I immediately brought up another issue. I'm like, yeah, and I also, and he goes, whoa, one thing at a time. We're going to schedule you to come back and do blood work, and then we're going to see if we're going to go from there, okay? Let's just do one thing at a time. So he's like, all right, nice to meet you, and then we'll contact you about the blood appointment. And I fucking walk out there, and that bitch is like $30. And I can only talk about one issue. I haven't been to a doctor in 12 fucking years. And I have Anthem, Blue Shield, all this bullshit. It's all bullshit, dude. And I'm supposed to sit here and be like, this place is great. I should go hustle, grind. I don't want to hustle or grind. I just want to hang out and have a decent life. Like, and it's terrifying. It's just fucking terrifying knowing that, yeah, if anything ever happens to me, I'm fucked. Good thing I have a house now that my wife can liquidate and insulate herself from. And the main benefit of my job requires me to cease to exist for the $500,000 life insurance to come into play. I have to die for my job's main benefit to come into action. So it's hard to stay super positive all the goddamn time. And honestly, this all comes from, I've had a bad, felt like shit yesterday and today. The Giants lost to the Dodgers in Game 5, and in the moment I was numb. But that and fighter jets above my head, man, is just kind of bumming me out. And I'm glad I recorded this, and this one isn't funny this week. Is it ever funny? I don't know. Who even listens? Who gives a shit? Yeah, I don't. The Giants lost in a terrible way. Last week I have to eat a lot of crow. I sing the praises of baseball and how it's just, the purest sport, and it's just the MLB and baseball let itself down, let me down, let the whole sport down when the whole world was watching one of the biggest and most important games in over a decade. One of the biggest and most important series in the history of the sport. The two of the 5 or 8 biggest franchises in the sport, the most historically significant franchises in the sport, and the biggest series in their history. So a massive, massive, massive event, historically significant event for the sport. And they put out the worst umpiring crew I've ever seen. And Dodgers fans would attest to that. And they won. They benefited from it. And they would all, I guarantee you, at least half that fan base will tell you, yeah, they'd rather it had not had gone that way, and they won fair and square. And the odds are they might have. I'll even concede that point. The statistical odds are they would have. Not saying that's guaranteed. I believe the Giants would have won, but that's just my belief. But the stats go in their favor, even with a fair umpiring crew. But I'm sure they would all tell you they wish it didn't end the way it did. And it bummed me out more than I thought it did, man. Like, my buddy called me that night, and I was, like, playing fucking Fortnite, and I was, like, numb to it. I was like, whatever, dude. Like, and then because I turned the TV off, and I left KMBR on for the last couple at-bats. For the bottom of the ninth, I left the KMBR on because I pay to listen to KMBR in Colorado, and it's the local Giants announcers, and I wanted to listen to them. And I didn't want the visual, in case we lost, I didn't want the visuals of the Dodgers celebrating in San Francisco. I didn't want to see it. I did it in the Super Bowl when the Chiefs, I forget his name. What's his name? Williams? I can't remember. He ripped off a run to the left. They got the ball back after Jimmy missed Emmanuel Sanders on that throw, and they got the ball back, and he ripped off a run on the left. I remember when he broke free, when he hit the outside and he hit the corner and he broke free, I turned the TV off. I never saw him cross the goal line. I just knew. I knew where we were. I knew how many people were in the box. I knew how many people he had just passed and the angle the safeties had. I was like, yeah, he's scoring. And he did. And I knew the game was over. So I never saw the confetti fall. The image isn't in my head. And I did that on purpose. And I did that at the Dodger game. And so when the Giants lost, I never saw it. So I didn't know. The announcers were stupefied. I could tell in the stadium it was stunned. And I was like, and they weren't as, I think unfairly so. I don't think their reaction was fair on the Giants. I think they tried to be too respectable. I think they tried to be too professional, because when I ended up talking to my buddies, and the immediate reaction I got from all my friends, calling my phone and texting my phone and in the group chats and shit, I was just like, wait, it was that bad? And I went on Reddit, and it was the top post, and and dude, it is so fucking bad, man. Like, I did not know it was that bad. And and I think it genuinely bummed me out because I have to eat a lot of crow. I don't know. I love baseball. It's stupid. I know it's dumb. It's mindless self-indulgence. But being a fan of something is fun. It just is. What the fuck else am I going to be a fan of? This dumb fucking country? I hate everything. I don't like art. I don't like movies. I barely like anything. I tried to watch Fight Club. I forgot how awful a movie that is. I thought I liked it when I was a teenager. It was a terrible movie. And then what else did we watch last night? The Lighthouse. A fucking awful fucking movie, man. Holy shit. It's got all these. It's like reviewed great. 90% on Rotten Tomatoes, all this shit, and you go to watch it, and we're like, okay, it's horror, right? Robert Pattinson's not a bad actor. Willem Dafoe's not a bad actor. You go to watch it, it's a terrible fucking movie. It's acted well, but it's a horrible fucking movie. It's not. I have to be a fan of something. I don't like culture. I don't like Marvel. They're making another speaking of Robert Pattinson, they're making another Batman. And it's just, I have to be a fan of something, man. And I'm a fan of San Francisco sports. I'm a fan of sports, mostly baseball. I like the Warriors, like the Sharks, like the Niners. Obviously love the Niners, but I just don't. I don't know. What else? I can't hate everything. I can't be that cynical. And it sucks that the one thing I cling to, it's most of my wardrobe. You know, like, it sucked that it happened that way. And I just realized that, yeah, like, I mean, that and fighter jets above your head and watching everybody jerk it off, it's very eerie. That's eerie to me. And I know I don't lose context on that's creepy, that's weird. Yeah, America's a great place and you can make $1 here and enrich yourself here, but don't lose context that it's literally you're taking part in the exploitation of human beings. So I don't lose sight of that, because to lose sight of that is to turn your brain off, to lose, in my opinion, your humanity, to lose what it means to be a sentient human being. And I'm not really an ideologue, because no one really shares my ideologies. So I've never found anybody that like, oh, he or she or they say what I hear. Like, I've never found a group that's like, because they don't exist. I don't believe in hives. I don't believe in hive minds, but I also don't believe in lying to yourself. I don't believe in not seeing things for what they are. I believe in keeping things in context and just, I don't know. My guru and my ideology was on a man on Craigslist who sold me an Xbox 360 in 2009. 2011. And he told me something no one had ever told me up until that point, and that was think objectively. And I've never stopped. So I don't know. I just, when I try and think about some things, I try and think about them objectively. And objectively, we are a beast. We live in a beast. But yay, it's better here than on the other end. That's an objective truth too. So that it just, they both are true. Anyways, how do I end this funny? Okay, so I was talking to my wife. She wanted me to go to the store with her, and I had to put my shoes on, obviously. And I don't know if you know this, but I told her this when we first started dating, that tying my shoes is literally the hardest part of my day. As a fat person, you bend over and you literally redline your entire body. You turn off all your organs. Your face gets red. You can't breathe, and it goes beep 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 just to tie your shoe. And so she asked me to go to the store with her, and I was like, hold on, I grabbed my shoes, and I sat on our front porch, and I was putting my shoes on, and she rolled her window down, and she goes, hardest part of the day. Because she's not fat at all. I am. And I immediately, this song popped into my head, and I started singing it. This happens to me a lot, but she used my old joke on me. Something I've always said about, just to disarm my fatness. because I know it's unattractive to women, when you're just a big fat fuck and they see you being a big fat fuck. So I acknowledge that my tits are bigger than them. I acknowledge that I almost died when I put my shoes on, that it's literally, it keeps you positive. It makes the outlook on life better, because I know just putting my shoes on was the hardest part of my day, and there's nothing going to be harder than that. So today's going to be easy. So she used my own joke against me, and immediately, I don't know. I can immediately make songs out of just phrases. And so when she said hardest part of the day, this song just popped in my head. I'm going to play the instrumental of it. Whoa. Creedence was playing in the background, but tying your shoes is the hardest part. Tying your shoes is the hardest part. So that fucking song popped in my head, and I just immediately I wanted to make an episode about that, but then I'm like, here it goes again. My house is trembling with fighter jets. So I talked about fighter jets for the last hour or so, but tying your shoes is the hardest part. Being fat. I've benefited from the empire. I'm a big fat boy. Big fat fatty boy. But I was born fat. I was 12 pounds. Anyways, I'm going to play the instrumental, Brucey. Playing it out. Alright, y'all. I'm going to get out of here. Stop bumming you out. It's been an hour of American hate. But always remember, tying your shoes is the hardest part of the day. So when you see a fat person, just pat them on the back. If they have shoes on with laces, pat them on the back, because tying your shoes is the hardest part.